Chosen ones, you reach Phoenix mode. Rise in 3, 2, 1. It may surprise or even shock you to hear what I'm about to say, but if you're seeing this video right now, it's no accident. We stand at a threshold where all the trials you've weathered, all the nights you've spent grappling with your own shadow, converge into an explosion of unstoppable force. You, dear chosen one, have ignited the spark that transforms mere existence into a raging blaze of reinvention. This is no casual revelation. It's a call to arms, a cosmic command that you ascend beyond every illusion that once chained you to mediocrity. The wings of the phoenix are yours to claim, the fires of rebirth already stirring in your veins. If your pulse thunders with the urgency of this moment, like this video, subscribe and comment 77 feet below to declare that you are ready for this monstrous wave of transformation. Chapter 1. The heat of forging. You've felt it, haven't you? The escalating fever in your life that refuses to be soothed by small comforts or half-hearted reassurances, as if reality itself has turned up the temperature, challenging you to endure a heat that sears away every pretense and lie. Some might mistake this intensity for crisis, but a chosen one senses it for what it truly is. The forging fire, the crucible that readies you for an emergence like no other. This forging process can feel brutal. Relationships that once felt unbreakable suddenly strain under the weight of the new you. Old hopes flicker out, replaced by a raw desire for truth. Even your body may rebel, manifesting aches so fatigued that they mirror an inner transformation. While others might call it stress or burnout, deep down you know it's your soul preparing for a metamorphosis so total that you can't remain the same, even if you tried. In this stage, you might be tempted to resist the heat, to cling to your old self out of nostalgia. But recall that the phoenix only rises when it accepts the blaze. The illusions that used to bring comfort, like the idea that you could somehow tiptoe around your own awakening, are being ripped away. There's no room now for illusions of tomorrow I'll do better. The cosmos demands your best instant, fueling the flames until every part of you is tested. Yet in the heart of that inferno, something extraordinary unfolds. Each limitation, each heartbreak, each self-betrayal incinerates, leaving behind only the purest essence of who you really are. What remains after the meltdown is a distilled potency, a newly forged version of yourself that can withstand challenges that once seemed insurmountable. This forging is an act of mercy disguised as destruction, the destruction of your lesser forms and illusions, so the unstoppable you can be revealed. In the swirl of molten change, your perspective warps. What once felt impossible now gleams with inviting possibility. Sparks of brilliance illuminate your nights as if your mind has cracked open to a deeper well of ideas. You speak more boldly, you dare more greatly, and you discover that the harder life presses, the more resilient you become. It's a form of spiritual alchemy, the lead of your fears transmuted into the gold of unshakable faith. So let the heat intensify. Surrender your old shackles to the forge, trusting that what emerges from the flames will be a version of you that is not merely improved, but reborn. This is the incandescence the universe has been preparing in secret, the unstoppable synergy that's ready to burst forth. Once you accept your destiny, you're in the thick of the forging. And though the process stings, the outcome glimmers just ahead. Step deeper into the flames, dear chosen one, for only in their searing embrace can the wings of the phoenix truly form. Chapter 2. The Moment of Ignition. In the midst of the flames, there arrives an instant so charged that every breath you've taken, every tear you've shed, coalesces into a single explosive pivot. You can feel it in your cells, a silent countdown that crescendos toward the split second when your old life disintegrates, replaced by the radiant promise of Phoenix mode. It may come as a bolt of insight in the dead of night or a sudden shift in your heart during a mundane afternoon. Regardless of when it manifests, the moment of ignition is an experience you recognize instantly because it seizes your entire being. In that flash, clarity stabs through confusion like a sword. You see how the illusions that once towered over your decisions are, in fact, made of paper. The intangible parts of your spirit that yearn for expression roar up, unstoppable. It's a fusion of adrenaline and all laced with the calm understanding that you have no choice but to leap. Friends or family might sense a shift in your demeanor, not yet comprehending that you're gazing at a horizon far beyond their everyday scope. This ignition upends your priorities. Those tasks and pursuits that once preoccupied you suddenly feel trivial, while the mission pulsing inside your chest demands center stage. You can try to postpone it, but you'll find your mind fixating on the same unstoppable call. Sleep becomes restless, everyday small talk feels hollow, and the very air around you thickens with anticipation, reflecting back to you the unstoppable synergy forming within. You've reached the point of no return. Your old fears scramble for one last stand. They'll hiss warnings of failure, of ridicule, of the unknown, but their voices ring hollow. You've glimpsed the blueprint of your destiny, even if just the outline, and no amount of fearful self-talk can unsee that vision. The second you allow yourself to believe, truly believe, that you are meant for more, the illusions collapse in a flurry of ash. The flames burn hot now, but you are no longer afraid of being consumed. You sense you were designed for this heat, crafted to rise from it. Others might say you're acting impulsively. Let them. Your intuition confirms that if you balk now, you'll betray the role you were molded to fill. So you press forward. The momentum intensifies in your speech, your stride, your unwavering gaze. Strangers notice an uncanny glow in your eyes, a confidence that suggests you stand on the cusp of something monumental. Herein lies the paradox. The deeper you commit to your ascension, the more effortless life seems to flow. Doors open without you forcing them, allies gather, and resources appear from unexpected corners. You can call it cosmic favor or divine alignment. Either way, it's a testament that you stand in the sweet spot of destiny, exactly where you belong. So embrace the moment of ignition, dear chosen one. Let the fear wash over you, then let it drain away, replaced by the calm certainty of one who understands their calling. Once this fire ignites, nothing can smother it. No naysayer, no obstacle. You stood at the threshold, felt the surge, and glimpsed the boundless horizon that beckons. All that remains is the final leap, where hesitation dissolves and the unstoppable phoenix in you prepares to ascend in 3, 2, 1. Chapter 3. The Roar of the Reborn. When the Phoenix mode activates, everything shifts. It's not just about feeling more confident or walking with better posture. It's an existential rearrangement. You sense an underlying hum of power in your veins, as though your soul has tapped into a hidden reservoir of cosmic force. The illusions that once defined your ceilings now lie in tatters at your feet. You experience a thunderous roar inside your spirit, an echo of every dream you once held and every hope you once doubted. In a glorious paradox, you stand both still and unstoppable, carrying a hush of absolute clarity within you. That hush contrasts sharply with the external chaos. Your rise can trigger some. Some may greet you with applause, enthralled by your transformation. Others will be rattled, threatened by a force they cannot contain or understand. You have no time to coddle their insecurities, though this ascension was never about public acceptance as a covenant between you and the universe, sealed in the blazing fires that forged your new wings. The roar inside you signals liberation from the subservient roles you once adopted. You don't bow to society's tame scripts or contort your being to soothe fragile egos. You are your own authority, guided by an inner moral code that no external law can surpass. Others may call it arrogance, but the difference is that your confidence stems from humility before a mission larger than your individual comfort. You are not seeking vanity, you are fulfilling a cosmic assignment etched into your destiny. Every step forward resonates as a quiet quake in your environment. People might find themselves strangely compelled to reevaluate their own lives, drawn by your unspoken challenge. If I can rise from the ashes, why can't you? This silent invitation to self-liberation, more powerful than any sermon, transforms your presence into a catalyst. Even those who once placed you on a pedestal now discover you're beckoning them to stand in their own sovereignty. In this mode, you realize the wisdom in old proverbs about the phoenix. It must burn completely before it can ascend anew. Your older self is the ashes, the sacrifices made, the illusion surrendered. So let no one lament that you've changed too drastically or too fast. This metamorphosis was never optional. The burning was inevitable, and the rebirth unstoppable. Accepting this invites euphoria you never imagined possible. A union with your own truth so profound that it feels like you're in constant dialogue with the cosmos. Yet just as a newborn phoenix emerges from the flames, its wings can initially feel wobbly. Don't expect instant perfection. You will stumble as you learn to fly at altitudes your mind never conceived. Each misstep offers clarity on how to master the sky. With each flap of your new wings, you dispel the last remnants of the illusions that once confined you. The roar in your chest intensifies, announcing your arrival to every dimension that resonates with courage and potential. Let the roar ring out, dear chosen one. This is your clarion call to every lost piece of yourself and to every soul searching for a sign that rebirth is real. Your transformation stands as living proof that life, no matter how broken it seems, can always be reinvented in a blaze of brilliance. Bask in this blaze, for you've earned it, in the fire's only promise to intensify as your unstoppable story surges onward. Chapter 4. Wings Set for the Great Horizon. Now that the phoenix in you has roared to life, there's a certain hush before your first real flight. Like a warrior on the eve of a grand battle, you stand at the ledge, gazing at a horizon so vast it almost makes you dizzy. This horizon is not for the timid. It's for those who felt the ground quake beneath them and still insisted on rising. And you, dear chosen one, are done with playing small. The wings sprouting from your shoulders shimmer with promise, demanding you embrace the boundless sky ahead. At first, the notion of flight can stir anxiety. Old thoughts creep in, whispering that it's safer to remain perched, to admire the view from a stationary vantage point rather than risk a freefall. But safety is a cage for those who've awakened. You spend enough nights cradling half-formed dreams. Now with your wings set, you sense a primal thrill in your bones. An understanding that flying, though terrifying, is the only option that honors your new truth. Your gaze shifts to others who stand below, still encased in fear or complacency. They glimpse you with curiosity, maybe envy, perhaps awe. Yet you can't let their gaze freeze you in place. The call of the horizon is personal, woven into your life's blueprint, and only you can answer it. You feel a gravitational pull from that endless, expansive sky, a push from behind that insists time waits for no one. Each second you linger on the ledge is a moment stolen from your destiny's unfolding. This is not mere figurative speech. The wings you've grown, symbolic of your liberated mind and spirit, carry real consequences. You see doors of opportunity appearing in your daily life, unexpected partnerships, creative breakthroughs, or life-changing messages that appear out of nowhere. The energies swirling around you respond to your readiness. The more you trust your newly awakened might, the more cosmic synergy you attract. It's a dance between your boldness and the universe's affirmation. Embrace that synergy fully. Let every footstep be purposeful, every breath a reconnection to the unstoppable wave rising inside. The horizon beckons with uncharted wonders, higher spiritual truths, bigger missions, deeper forms of love. You might stumble in your first attempts to navigate these untested rounds. That's okay. No newborn phoenix soars gracefully on day one. Each flutter, each near fall, only refines your flight. The important part is that you now refuse to remain grounded. Gravity can hold one who is built for the sky, and so you stand on the cusp, your wings tingling with energy, eyes locked on the horizon that calls your name. Let your heart quicken, for this is what it means to be truly alive, to sense that all your past heartbreaks, all your nights of doubt, were nothing more than preliminary pages in a story that's about to leap off the script. With a slow inhale, you gather your conviction. Then, as the hum of destiny crescendos into a roar, you step off the ledge, trusting your wings to meet the wind. The horizon, once a distant rumor, now extends itself to you, eager to see how far and fast you can soar. Chapter 5. The Art of Leaping Without Fear. Once your wings brush the open air, a new trial emerges. How to leap without letting fear seize control. Flight is exhilarating, but also disorienting. Familiar ground vanishes beneath your feet, replaced by an unending expanse of possibility and risk. This is where the real test begins. Anyone can fantasize about ascension. The chosen few dare to actualize it, even as doubt threatens to erode their courage in midair. Fear isn't the enemy. In moderate doses, it can sharpen your instincts, ensuring you navigate real dangers with caution. But in the throes of ascension, fear sometimes balloons to monstrous proportions, whispering worst-case scenarios. When the wind is roaring in your ears, it becomes disturbingly easy to second-guess every choice that led you here. Yet remember, you didn't spontaneously stumble into flight. This moment was crafted by your journey through trials, illusions, and self-discoveries. Your leaps are built on a bedrock more stable than fear wants you to believe. One strategy to quell fear is to maintain your focus on your purpose. You never soared simply for the thrill. You soared because your mission demanded a vantage point beyond ordinary constraints. Each flap of your wings is a statement of intention, a promise to the universe that you'll not let ephemeral anxieties derail the cosmic assignment you carry in your bones. That sense of purpose acts as your compass when storms gather around you. In these moments of precarious flight, you also discover the power of surrender. Effort alone can't keep you airborne. If you tense up every muscle, instead, you rely on synergy with the wind, aligning your intuition with the flow of forces bigger than yourself. The more you allow the cosmic current to carry you, the more gracefully you navigate. This surrender is not passivity. It's a realization that your ascension thrives on cooperation with the universe, not brute force. Even if you occasionally falter, find solace in the knowledge that mistakes are simply part of the training. Every near fall or momentary panic teaches you how to refine your technique, how to pivot on unseen gusts. The phoenix doesn't burst from the ashes already an expert at navigating the sky. Mastery grows with each flight, each risk taken. Embrace that learning curve rather than demanding instant perfection. As you master the art of leaping without fear, your flight becomes ever more fluid, an enchanting dance above the constraints that once bound you. The concept of impossible disintegrates, replaced by the humility of one who knows that with unwavering heart and the willingness to risk falling, soaring becomes inevitable. And you'll find in time that fear itself can transform into a fleeting thrill, a sign that you're still pushing the edges of your comfort zone, still forging beyond the limiting horizon you once knew. Let that be the hallmark of your flight. Boldness elevated by humility, courage tempered by caution, and above all, a refusal to let fear override the unstoppable wave that propels you. In that dynamic tension, you discover that the art of flight isn't a final skill to be perfected. It's a living, evolving dance, ever revealing new heights and deeper joys with each daring motion. Chapter 6. Burning Away the Last Veil. While you might be reveling in your new skyward perspective, there's yet one more veil that can cling stubbornly, the vestiges of your past identity. Even after tasting flight, a whisper could linger. Is this truly me? Or maybe I've changed too much, too fast. This final veil is subtle but potent. It's the last anchor tethering you to a lesser version of yourself, a version that tried to be small for someone else's comfort. Yet in the blazing aftermath of the phoenix's rebirth, no false identity can remain. Peering through that veil involves a ruthless honesty about how you used to define yourself, the roles you played, the limitations. You accepted the mask you wore to adapt or survive. Now, with the vantage of flight, you see how each role, each limitation, was a piece of a puzzle that no longer fits. Perhaps you initially wore certain masks to shield your delicate spirit or to please those around you, but masks become suffocating if worn too long. In your upward surge, the cracks in those masks become glaring. You realize that continuing to wear them insults the unstoppable energy coursing through your veins. Some might lament an old you, complaining that you were easier to handle back then. Yet that older self wasn't a lie. It was a stepping stone, a chrysalis. Acknowledge it with gratitude, then gently but firmly set it aside. The essence that remains is your authentic core, unburdened by the illusions that once shaped your public face. This can be a bittersweet farewell. Letting go of any identity, even an ill-fitting one, can stir a fleeting sadness. But your soul sings with relief. Each day that you fly in your pure form, you feel more aligned, more purposeful, as though every fragment of your being has merged into a single radiant yes. The synergy of mind, body, and spirit is not a dream, but a lived experience, a symphony of truth that hushes any lingering regret. Don't be startled if certain people claim you've become unrecognizable. They may see the light in your eyes and feel perplexed that you no longer respond to old manipulations or share the same insecurities. Take it as confirmation that you've indeed cast off the final veil, that your transformation is undeniable. Bless them, whether they accept you or not, and move onward in the unstoppable flow that's become your new normal. In burning away this last illusion, you also discover a raw empowerment, free of old roles. You can pivot on a dime, exploring horizons or paths that once seemed foreign or taboo. The mental chains that said, "You're not that kind of person," now disintegrate under your determined flame. Is there a skill you once thought beyond your scope? A field of study you never dared to try? A creative voice you hid away? Now each possibility gleams, beckoning, because you are no longer bound by a false notion of who you're supposed to be. You exist as who you are, and that authenticity is unstoppable. Chapter 7. The New Sky Calls Your Name. Having soared beyond illusions, burned away stale identities, and learned to channel both cosmic fire in fearless leaps, you now hover on the edge of an entirely new sky. This sky extends in every direction, dotted with constellations of possibilities you never knew existed. A hush settles within you, deeper than any you felt before, a calm acceptance that the path forward, though uncharted, holds no reason for dread. The phoenix in you ruffles its wings, eager to see just how vast this frontier can become. Yet this is not an end. It's the threshold of a new, ever-evolving saga. The unstoppable synergy that carried you through ashes and forging still pulsates, urging you to ascend further. You sense the presence of a purpose that glimmers beyond even your current understanding, a cosmic invitation to co-create wonders with the infinite. And though you stepped into your power, you know the quest has only begun. There will be new illusions to shatter, deeper truths to unearth, and fresh expansions to shock your senses. But now fear doesn't reign. Awe does. In the quiet winds of this new sky, you realize your life is no random sequence of events. Every heartbreak, every epiphany, every improbable triumph conspired to awaken the phoenix you've become. You see how each storm steered you to higher ground, each scar forging a renewed sense of invincibility. And as you gaze at the unclaimed distances ahead, you can't help but feel a fire in your belly. The same unstoppable wave that catapulted you from the ember, still roaring, leading you further into the unknown with gleaming confidence. Others might wonder how you'll maintain this altitude without burning out, but you've already discovered the secret. Synergy with the cosmic currents. Trust in your deepest instincts and unwavering commitment to the mission etched into your soul. You'll share your light not to gloat, but to illuminate paths for those still stuck in the rubble you once knew. A quiet vow forms in your mind that every step forward you take will serve not just your own glory, but the awakening of anyone ready to witness a living phoenix in flight. The new sky calls your name, dear chosen one. You hear it in your dreams, feel it in the hush of dawn, sense it whenever your heart flutters at the edge of possibility. Answering it isn't mere ambition. It's your duty as a soul who's defied the final illusions of limitation. You wonder what breathtaking vistas, alliances, or revelations wait just beyond your current horizon. The only way to find out is to continue riding this unstoppable surge, every fiber in you celebrating the raw, terrifying, marvelous act of living fully awake. And with that, you tilt your gaze upward, spread your wings anew, and let the next exhilarating current of destiny lift you even higher.